Hi everybody, welcome to this playthrough for the Windy City tournament and the divisions shown on screen. All 9 holes featured here. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. We are playing on Maple Bay. The modifier is boosted winds. Those wind strengths will not be reflected in this playthrough, so remember you will need to tweak and adapt your setups to account for the slightly increased wind speeds regardless of what division you are playing. Mixture of shots here, some of them from before the time where the ball attribute levels got changed in the game, so remember to bear that in mind when viewing the content. And if you want a wind chart, then head over to Patreon. We will give you the boosted wind ranges there for free, with plenty of other charts to help you in the game. Good luck, here we go. Here's the drive then. We have here cross headwind from left to right. So I'm going here for the left side. Obviously in general tour play and tournaments, to be honest, you have to decide whether the left or the right is best for you. Here, as this is a tournament match, I'm going left side because I want to play aggressively and go for the rough bump second shot. So we're going with top spin, 4.5 top spin, 1.5 bars side spin to the right. And we are adjusting max plus 10. If you are using a different driver, of course, focus on the position of the second bounce, because you may have different drive distance or also different club accuracy as well. Bear in mind, if you do hit a great right here with the wind going left to right and the fairway sloping down to the right, you do risk the rough. So at all times, we want to try and hit perfect, which we do. And this curls very nicely, not massively close to the rough, but ideally placed for the second shot. Now we're going to go for the rough bump, and the Grizzly is the club here if you can use the Grizzly, because it's accurate and it has a very good ball guide. We are going with half a bar of topspin, and then we're going to set up with the first bounce in the rough. This is a rough bump, and then we're going to have the ball guide passing the left side of the cup and going beyond the cup as well. Don't worry, it will look odd, but the wind will push us slightly to the right here. This one is played mid-distance plus 10% elevation. Obviously, if your drive is shorter or longer, depending what distance you're left with on the second shot, you may need to tweak slightly. But use mid plus 10 as your starting point here, which is what we do. And then we just need, of course, to hit perfect, taking care that we do have the ball guide offset left of the cup, as I discussed. Perfect ball, and you can see here the ball does check with the wind push and the slope on the green and drops beautifully for an eagle. So we can play with the rock. 3.5 bars top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left, aiming straight down the middle of the fairway there. Adjustment max plus 15. Max plus 15 here. I like using the rock here. Obviously, if you don't have the rock in this level, then you may well have to use a different driver, but the setup and the adjustment should be the same. Just concentrate on the second bounce if you are using a driver with different accuracy. So max plus 15 there, 3.5 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the left, and this runs down there very nicely. Using the rock, minor balls hit great left, great right will be absolutely fine, but obviously if you're using extra mile, you may clip the rough due to the narrow fairway. Second shot, the sniper, very good attempt with this wind angle for an albatross. 2 bars top spin, then I'm going to find the position there. Second bounce in the rough, we want to hit the rough and then roll out. Using the top spin, aiming the ball guide at the hole. 5.4 is what we have wind direction here, wind strength rather, and the adjustment here, I'm going with 5.9. So this is just over medium distance with 15% elevation. So can be playing on the slider for this one, 66% slider. Bounces very, very nicely in the rough and drops beautifully at the pin for a lovely albatross. So going with the katana here to begin with, finding max with the Grizzly level 7, then applying a spin. And we're going with 2.2 backspin and 1.8 side spin to the right. Sticking with the katana. Don't need a power 3 ball. We do just have level crosswind. We are going to see the red max line here when we adjust max plus 15. But we don't need overpower. There you see it just at the bottom of the screen. We are going to be absolutely fine. we're going to make this hole in one regardless. So blue ring touching the rough on the right at max with power 2 ball, grizzly level 6, 7 and 8. So bounces very, very nicely in the backspin and the right spin do their thing, and we sneak it in. Right side for a hole in one. Okay, with the drive then, going with the extra mile and a katana. You can play with the kingmaker, of course, if you want to as well. 4.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left. And my setup here is not going to be right at the end of the fairway. That's because we're going to get a flat bounce, which would mean we'd probably end up clipping the rough or landing in the rough, all the sand. So make sure with the spin that your second bounce is clearly over the rough. So we're going for that higher bounce. Adjust max plus 10. Then we're going to go with some curl to the left and 1 ring of overpower. Now the reason I go with that rather than pushing up is because I don't want to aim at a lower point. So I apply the 1 ring of OP with the curl and then we hit perfect. And you'll see, look at where this one bounces, just on that mound there, which is absolutely fine, and we clear the rough very, very nicely. And we're going to be around the 315 yard mark. Second shot going for the rough bump, and I'm going with the grizzly because we have a top spin and we also have good accuracy and ball guide. Working out my club distance here, finding min and max line, then I'm adding 2 bars of top spin, and then we're going to set up with the ball guide going to the pin. Red ring here touching the rough as a reference as well. And then here I'm playing this one 80% slider plus 15% elevation, but as usual always check your club distance when you are playing true distance. So 80% slider, 15% elevation, and then we are going to hit perfect, which we do. You'll see this bounces into the rough and the top spin takes us very, very nicely. Just drop it left side, so maybe another 0.1 would have gone right at pin, but still dropping very, very nicely there from distance with the rough bump. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there, over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join, there are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. Alright, so Berserker and APOC obviously go with whatever driver gives you the most power, with 6 bars of topspin, and also if you do have a choice of accurate clubs, obviously go with those as well. I don't move the target, so I'm pre-selecting the ball. 6 topspin, 2 left spin are just max plus 10, pushing back up to max and then going with full overpower with half a ball of curl to the left. We do hit a great right, however the accuracy on the APOC that we have here is fine. We've got loads of room on the fairway. Takes a second bounce, just clips the rough and roll out, which is absolutely fine because we do have, from here and a power 5 ball, chance for an albatross. As you can see, we are right at max distance of the club, which makes it easy in one respect. Obviously, if we're shorter, bit of an issue, but we did get a clumsy roll out from the rough. Usually, you will be about 10 or 15 yards further along, to be honest. So, set up, apply 1.1 top spin, and then set up with the ball guide going to the pin. And here we are adjusting true club distance plus 10%. So we are at max distance, I'm going max plus 10. Obviously, if you're further back, then you'll have to just reduce the slider slightly. But it is an aggressive option. Obviously, with the tailwind, we do have to go for it, especially in a tournament scenario. We hit perfect, bounce in the rough very nicely. We get that camera, and we are dropping this beautifully for an albatross. On this par 3, we do have crosswind, slight element of headwind as well. Going to play with 2 bars backspin, 1 bar side spin to the right. This is from Expert Division. I've switched to a wind full ball just to keep the wind below 8 miles an hour. It's always useful on this hole, and indeed par 3s in general, especially up in Expert, if we can kind of limit the wind to below 8 just to guarantee a little more chance of dropping the shots consistently. Top of the yellow ring, touching the rough. Ball guide as shown. You can sometimes need to offset this one depending what wind angle you get. I'm playing this one mid plus 25, and I have a small 11.59 pull. That's because we adjust down into the sand and therefore lose distance. So you do need to watch your pull angle on this hole, especially if you are adjusting to a higher or lower point. Perfect ball away, and here we hit the rough very nicely, and the ball rolls out onto the green and we drop it right at pin.
Here's the drive then. I'm playing with the extra mile and I'm going with a Titan. 4.5 bars top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left, and we're landing right on the middle of that little pad there. Adjustment max plus 10 is what we're going with here, and due to we have some headwind, we are going to go into overpower. So we go into a little bit of overpower just to make sure I've got enough distance. I go with half a ring more than what I'm adjusting into, so this is just under 1 ring of overpower. Half a ball of curl to the left, and then we're going to try and hit perfect, which we do. And this will bounce on the pad nicely and roll very nicely along this main piece of fairway as well. Sets us up with an approach shot with the thorn. Now the replay we're going to show you on the second shot is from a different match, but the result from the drive was exactly the same, so that's why we're now using a Kingmaker, but rest assured it is played from exactly the same point. So wind angle here, we have cross headwind, going with 3.2 bars of backspin and 1 bar side spin to the right. And we're going to have to work out distance of club that we are in here. So you may want to go to min and max as well and work out your club distance. Here we are playing between mid and max plus 15 elevations. So this is in between medium and maximum distance with a 15% elevation. Obviously ball guide going into the cup with the thorn level 8. If you have thorn level 7, you will have less ball guide on your club, so you will need to leave the ball guide a little bit short, so just bear that in mind. Bounce is a bit close to the bunker, but we're absolutely fine with the adjustment, and we drop this very, very nicely for an eagle on this par 4. Going with the sniper here then, and because this is from tournament, I could actually set up with the minimum line for the power 5 ball. Obviously, if you are in tour play, you're playing this as a shootout, you won't be able to do that, so you've got to replicate the position without the ball swap. Spin, 2.3 bars backspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. We have fairly low wind here with the Navigator. Red ring touching the bunker there on the left. And then the adjustment here, we're going max numbers plus 35. Obviously, if you do have stronger wind, you will want to play with less backspin and also need to offset slightly more to the right. And that's because this hole plays massively downhill, so the second bounce will be affected greatly by the wind. So you will get different results if you're playing this with a 5 mile/hour wind and a different result if you're playing it with a 9 mile/hour wind. You just have to offset more and tweak your spin accordingly. So this is a framework to begin from. It's not going to drop with every single wind direction. That's an impossibility. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. So applying spin, and we are going obviously with some top spin, 4 bars and 3 bars side spin to the right, half of the blue ring inside the rough, and the adjustment here once again mid plus 10. Got to go with a bit more curl though due to the wind pushing us from right to left. So ball and half of curl and then going to hit perfect. Obviously if you don't have the rock and you want to use a bigger driver in tour play, then the Apocalypse will be your friend on this one due to the amount of curl that you will have available. So perfect ball with our mid plus 10 adjustment comes in very nicely, and we're looking for around 350 yards. Second shot once again is going to be played with the sniper. Level 9 or 10 is best, otherwise you may well be a little bit short with sniper level 7 or 8. 1 bar of topspin because we do have a hint of headwind, only a hint though. And I'm backing up a couple of yards from max distance of club, so I have room to adjust. Aim with the ball guide just short of the cup. Adjustment here is max plus 10 minus 0.1 because we have backed up a couple of yards from max distance. So max plus 10 minus 0.1. Then we're going to take our shot, hoping to hit perfect, which of course we do. Very, very good chance here. The green and the roll onto the green is very, very true. Camera angle staying zoomed out. We know we're going to be close. And we just drop it slightly left edge, but it still counts as a beautiful albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.